That was just a small sample of what the local underground music scene here at Plymouth State has to offer. For journalism, my name is Joey Burgess.
And I'm Tyler Jones.
We are spotlighting the relatively unknown music scene that lives in the basements and living rooms of students and locals here in Plymouth. We caught up with PSU student Tyler Powers, a guitarist in a band named Ka-Chow.
Well, I'm a rhythm guitarist and one of the songwriters, although we all kind of songwrite, in Ka-Chow, which is a band. We're all juniors here. 3 of us are music tech majors. 1 of us is a communications major. And we just kind of, we have a good time. Anytime people want us to play, we play for them. And we write some songs. We have practice like at least once or twice a week. And we just try to like get our name out there. We know we're not going to do much after college, but we want to have as much of a fun time and as much of an impact on people as we can while we're here. Well, my first experience with local music in Plymouth was literally the first time I toured Plymouth State University. I met Matt Dolliver, who is a member of then Elephant, now Swimmer. So somehow I went and I toured. I went to the D Hall, and we just I was walking around getting some food, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm here for a tour. And he's like, oh, what's your major? And I was like, music tech. And he was like, no way, me too. And then he told me about his band. I went home, checked him out, and I was like, wow, if Plymouth's got live music like this, I really want to check it out. So then I came here, and I got to see them live a few times. Well, my freshman year, there was also Bleach, which I got to experience for at least freshman year. That Swimmer was definitely my first intro to the music scene here, besides the music department itself, which is kind of 2 different things, but kind of one and the same, because they're all supportive of us, even if they don't listen to our music.
But in a relatively small town, we wanted to know how and where these bands were able to play.
Well, I mean, for Ka-Chow, we just kind of play, house shows and parties right now. But mainly what it is just I guess having friends, or having at least some of your band members having friends, or having friends that have friends. It's all who knows who really at this point. Right now we played 3 shows at our own apartment, and we just kind of get the word out there. We let all our neighbors know, where we try to. We really try to let everybody know that would want to come see it or want to have a good time in our apartment.
We asked Tyler to talk to us about other bands, specifically Squatch, a band that has played with Ka-Chow the most out of any band in town.
Oh yeah, as I've always said, even as a joke, but it's also got some truth to it. The fact that I wouldn't be still at Plymouth if it weren't for Squatch, because freshman year, first semester, I had no friends, and I didn't really know how to make friends because I had a decent amount of friends in high school, and then coming to Plymouth, it was a big transition. But the guys in Squatch almost immediately took me in and knew that I was a friend and stuff, and they would let me jam with them every once in a while, even if they were having band practice, or they would even invite me over to see them play and stuff. So I got a bearing for how a college band works, and they really just kind of brought me into the music scene and meeting a lot of the other people around here, as well as somebody who just remixed one of my own solo songs. I met him through a member of Squatch, and like I said, we all kind of share and stuff, so sometimes their guitarist or their drummer will come over to our apartment and they'll look at us and they'll just go, hey, you want to jam? And even if it's just me and one other person there, we're like, yeah. And same with the other band, Trout God, which is, Dave Walker and Killian Venman, 2 of my favorite people. They just come, Dave will come over anytime and he'll be like, hey, you guys want to jam? And he plays a totally different style than us, so we have to immediately change our style to fit his, and it's great. It's good to have people who you can try new things with.
After Tyler's mention of Trout God, we couldn't resist sitting down with the artistic madman that is Dave Walker.
I bumped into some people my freshman year and ended up in a band called Bible Camp with Killian Venman and a kid named Michael Moskowitz, who has since gone to UMass Amherst. And we played for about a semester. It kind of died out, and Moskowitz was definitely planning on leaving, so we were like, okay, we don't have a bass player. Eventually we started we played a couple of gigs, just me and Killian, and we decided that 2-piece was the way to go. I guess flashing forward to the death of Jake Nahn, what happened was a year before we were considering adding a 3rd member. And we were like, okay, if we're adding a 3rd member, we have to reinvent, I guess, or whatever. So we decided we'd have a different name, and Jake, Killian, and I went on for days just shooting name jokes. But one of the names that Jake was really pushing was something with the like name Trout in it, or with the word Trout in it. We started going by Trout God. That's the origin of our band name.
The band that drew me into the music scene here, Bleach, actually started with the help of Trout God.
Bleach was the forerunner in like booking shows at like what we called the Sad Castle on Old North Main. So they had a huge kind of like dining area that you could fit people in for a nice cozy show. And that was like big for us. We threw like a bunch of shows there. Jake Nahn actually, he was the one who donned it. You know, he named it the Sad Castle. And then like, I don't know, Bleach in our band started, we didn't play as many shows the summer afterwards. And then I guess Bleach kind of like dissolved a bit. So Killian and I, we kind of we're playing more shows with like bands like Kachow and Squatch.
Trout God, Kachow, and Bleach are just a few bands that we got to cover.
And with a new class of students rotating through town each year, it is our hope that future artists will continue performing music in basements and beyond.